Hey guys, it's Nod Lammers of Invoked 101. Welcome back, and as you can see, we are in fact doing a brand new Speedroid deck profile. If you guys don't know, Speedroids are one of my favorite decks of all time. This thing is fantastic, it's amazing, it's the best deck. Yeah, this thing is a ton of fun, and we got two new Speedroid monsters, one of which is Terratop 2.0 right here, Marble Machine, and I'm super excited to share this version with you. This is kind of a in-testing progress version of Speedroids. I've done some test hands with it. It works out pretty well with the test hands, but because of all the cancellations, we won't fully know. The only way we'll be able to tell is online. So, but as far as it goes, just playing around with it, it's pretty good. Before we get into the deck profile, down in the description there's a link to our Patreon, our Teespring, our Ko-fi, our Cash App, and our Discord. So if you feel like supporting the channel, that is where to do it. We have t-shirts, we have mats, as you can see, so a bunch of different stuff. With that said, I'm going to move the spells and extra deck off to the side, and we'll get right into the main deck monsters. So the first card we got is, of course, the brand new Pendulum monster, which is Speedroid Marble Machine. So Speedroid Marble Machine, he does have a pendulum effect, but it almost doesn't matter. It's once per turn when your defense position monster is targeted for an attack, you can change it to face up attack position. Also, it can't be destroyed by battle this turn, even if this card leaves the field. That's not what matters. What matters is its monster effect, which is when this card is normal summoned, you can activate this effect. Add one Speedroid monster from your deck to your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except wind monsters. You can only use this effect of Marble Machine once per turn. But yeah, Marble Machine being Terratop 2.0 is amazing. It's a level 2, which is a surprisingly good level for Speedroids. Like, there's only a handful of level 2 ones. I believe it's just him and Domino Butterfly, and this works out for some certain combos that you want to do with the Link monster, where you banish a 5 and then either get him or Tactomberg, and then if you get him, just normal summon him, get Tactomberg anyway. So yeah, very cool card, very good card, nice to have in the arsenal. And speaking of one Terratop, if you don't know what Terratop does, it special summons itself if you control no monsters, and then on normal or special, it lets you search a Speedroid monster. So this is kind of like the balanced version of Terratop, while this is the OG version of Terratop. I would argue Marble Machine's level is better than Terratop's, because you can just do more with it. Like if you special summon Tactomberg, tribute it for Die, that's a 5 instead of a 6, so you don't necessarily have to go into dice right away like you do with Terratop. But with that said, moving into the other Speedroids, we have 2 Double Yo-Yo, who on normal summon gets to target a level 3 or lower Speedroid in your graveyard and special summon it. Very cool, very good. Nice 2 of. And then here we have the other new Speedroid. This is Speedroid Hexasaucer. This guy is really good with the Link monster. That's the main reason we only play 1. But it's also another level 4 for the deck. So anyways, its pendulum effect is you can target one of your wind synchro monsters that is banished or in the graveyard, your graveyard, return it to the extra deck. You can only use this effect of Hexasaucer once per turn. Then it has a monster effect, which is both players take any battle damage from attacks involving this card. Any battle damage from battles involving this card is halved. If this card is destroyed in the Pendulum Zone, you can special summon the one face-up Speedroid Pendulum monster from your extra deck. And Mio actually pointed out to me that it doesn't say it can't summon itself. So basically what will happen, this will get destroyed, go to the extra deck, and special summon itself as a monster, which is kind of cool. So if it's in the Pendulum Zone, you used it again. If you're able to blow it up, there are a couple Speedroid cards that blow stuff up. You can get this back as a monster, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have one of the best Speedroids, in my opinion, which is 3 Horse Stilts. Horse is one of the best Speedroids because it's basically a Summoner Monk, kinda. It's more like a Goblinberg for the deck. So on normal summon, it lets you special summon 1 level 4 or lower Speedroid from your hand. And then it has another effect, which is during your main phase, except the turn the card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and send 1 wind monster from the deck to the graveyard. You can only use this effect of Horse Stilts once per turn, but the normal summon effect is not once per turn, and that will come into play when we get to the extra deck. But anyways, that's crazy. Being able to Foolish Burial any wind monster is nuts. It's great for Tempest. It's great for Die. It's an amazing setup for next turn. Speedroids love using their graveyard, so Horse is fantastic. Next up, we have one of the other guys, which is 3 Speedroid Tactomberg. I've thought about cutting this one to 2, which kind of sounds like blasphemic, but like you always want to search him. You don't necessarily want to see him, but he's fine at 3. But I've thought about cutting him to 2 and playing it like that and seeing how that works out, especially with Marble Machine at 3 now. But anyways, Tactomberg's effect, if you control a wind monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then it has another effect, which is you can tribute this card, special summon 1 Speedroid tuner monster from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon a monster for the rest of the turn except wind. You can only special summon Tactomberg once per turn. Not once per turn this way, just you can only special summon him once per turn, which really sucks, but I get it. It's because his tribute effect isn't a hard once per turn. After that, we have the Speedroid tuners. I am playing 3 red-eyed dice. You could play 2 and probably get away with it if you really wanted to. I like playing 3. I've always liked playing 3. There was one time I think I cut him to 2, but 3 is definitely the way to go. His effect is on when this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Speedroid monster except red-eyed dice and declare a level from 1 to 6. It becomes that level until the end of this turn. So basically what I'll say is whenever I special this guy, I'll target the other Speedroid and I'll be like, I'm going to synchro for this much. I tell them to full level and then synchro, just because it makes it easier. But yeah, anyways, after him, we have triple or Den Daikodu, not Dai Denko. This card is awesome. This is a very cool little rare from Shining Victories. It's a machine tuner, level 3, and its effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon 1 Speedroid tuner from your hand or graveyard, except Den Daiko. You can only use this effect to Den Daiko once per turn. So while it is a hard once per turn, it is a monster reborn for red-eyed dice, which is pretty lit. So there's a very good card overall for these Speedroids. And that's it for the actual Speedroid names that we're playing. We're playing a good amount because the Speedroid engine is actually like nuts. They're all very good in their own rights. Marble Machine is great. It's a nice, fantastic addition to the deck. While Terratop and Yo-Yo are beautiful together. Like, all these guys serve a function, and it's great to have them all on the deck. After that, for the last remaining monsters, we just have some extenders and starters. 3 red-haired Hasty Horse. I know some people are playing Dinotherium now. I still think Hasty is a little better. I get that like Dinotherium is a level 4, so you can do more with it. And I think I've thought about swapping it out, but right now this is what I'm playing. So yeah, red-haired Hasty Horse at 3, and then we're also playing the Dragon Ruler. So we're playing 2 Lightning and 1 Tempest, basically to get a free level 7 that you can synchro with, and you can bring it back with its own effect. So that's pretty nice. And then the last thing we're playing, I'm playing 2 Windwitch Snowbell because it's a free special summon that protects Crystal Wing. And then I'm also playing 1 Glassbell. I've thought about cutting Glassbell. It's not the most important card in the deck. It's just a level 4 tuner, but the issue arises when it's a level 4 tuner that's only good if you open Speed Lift. So I've thought about cutting this from the deck entirely for something else, potentially a Dinotherium. But the issue with Dinotherium is it lets your opponent special summon something from your graveyard potentially, and I don't like that. So. And that's it for the extenders or engine cards, whatever you want to call them. Just extra stuff. But yeah, so that's it for the monsters of the deck. We're moving into the spells and traps. We have triple Speed Recovery. If you don't know what Speed Recovery does, Speed Recovery is a monster reborn for Speedroids. So target 1 Speedroid in your graveyard, special summon it. Then it has a graveyard effect. On a turn it wasn't sent to the graveyard, you can banish it and add a Speedroid from your graveyard to your hand. Fantastic card, wonderful card, like 10 out of 10. And after that, we're playing 2 Speed Lift, which says if you control a tuner and no other monsters, so 1 tuner, no other monsters, special summon exactly 1 level 4 or lower Speedroid monster from your deck. Neither player can activate cards or effects when that monster is special summoned. You can actually chain these to each other if you open both and use normal summon 1 tuner. You can chain these to each other and get multiple Speedroids out because on activation there was only 1 tuner. So, it met the requirement. After that, I'm playing 2 Cosmic for back row hate. Just real simple, just hitting that back row. 3 called bys because this is kind of a go second deck. It doesn't like getting hand trapped, so I figured 3 called by would be fine. And then I'm playing 2 Return of the Dragon Lords because the boss monsters for this deck are level 7 and 8 dragons, and 1 Monster Reborn for everything else because we like playing like so that's 4 Speedroid Monster Reborns and then 3 Dragon Reborns. So you know, just a bunch of stuff overall. And so some of you guys are probably thinking, oh, what about Scrap Iron Signal? If you're playing Speedroids, why aren't you playing Scrap Iron Signal? Now, I do have Scrap Iron Signal sleeved up. I played at 2 sometimes, but I'm thinking about cutting it from the deck just because then it'll put the deck down from 43 to 42 or 43 to 41. If you want to play Scrap Iron Signal, you can. It's basically just Solemn Strike that resets itself as long as you control Crystal Wing. The issue is it's not a Solemn Judgment, which is kind of what I needed it to be. So yeah, this is also more of a go second build, so that's why I'm not playing it in the main right now. With that said, moving into the extra deck, I'm playing Triple Rubber Band Shooter. If you don't know what this thing does, it is amazing. It lets you banish a Wind Synchro from your extra deck to search out 2 Speedroids whose total levels equal that. monsters, and then your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to your hand, and then it also gives you an extra normal summon at the cost of being only able to synchro summon for the rest of their turn, but that's fine. This deck is all wind, all synchro, all the time. So Rubber Bandit actually has no downsides. After that, I am playing one Martial Metal Marcher and one Hagoda. These guys together make Crystal Wing, which I will show off in the combo video when I end up inevitably do that for this deck, because I love Speedroid so much. I'm totally going to do a combo video for this. These guys are awesome together. Then we also have double Chambara. Chambara is really good. Basically being able to attack twice and gaining attack is fantastic. So, you know, it's just a fantastic card overall. Also, when it goes to the graveyard, you get to target a banished Speedroid and add it back to your hand. We also have Kendama, which just comes back and does burn damage. Also pierces, but yeah, not the greatest thing. As far as level 7s go, level 7 is the best level to banish. I'm playing 2 Clearwing Synchro Dragons because it's level 7, so you get to search out Terratop and Yo-Yo, and then so no matter what, you guarantee yourself Terratop when you banish that off of this. So very good. One Fast Dragon, because Fast Dragon is nuts. This card is insanely good. Basically just letting you target extra deck monsters and negate and drop them to 0, so you can do it in damage calc, which is awesome. Fantastic card overall. 2 Crystal Wings. This is kind of self-explanatory. The deck is Crystal Wing Turbo, so Crystal Wing is a no-brainer. Then we also have 1 Kite Drake. Kite Drake is great. This card is a Black Rose that stays. That's all you need to know. It's crazy. It's 3,000 attack. Yeah, Kite Drake is nuts. Also, when it dies, you get to search a Speedroid. So, very cool card. And the last thing I'm playing is 1 copy of Mistworm. Mistworm is very situational, but I'm not gonna lie, this thing has won me games just because being able to spin back 3 cards to the hand and clearing the way for a 2,500 attacker, potentially more, because the deck just does that. It just puts out more, is nuts. So yeah, that's it for the extra deck. That's it for kind of the deck as a whole. I do have a side deck for this deck, and showing that off. So there is one other version of Speedroids that a lot of people play, and that is the Kaiju Speedroid. So I smoke screen that. So I'm playing 3 Malicious Magnet because it lets you synchro with your opponent's monsters. So the whole goal is to give your opponent a Kaiju, specifically one of the level 7 ones, and then use this guy to synchro with it. So we're playing Dogran, we're playing Gamma Seal, because these guys are just kind of big. Then we're also playing Godarla because it's a wind. We're playing Jizukiru because it's big, and we're playing Radian. So Radian, unfortunately, is the only one because I don't have sticky strings. So this one should actually be a sticky, and I believe the Dogran should also be a sticky, or a Radian. Any of these could also be Radian. So like if you have Radians, play Radians, but if you have stickies, which is a little cheaper, play stickies, because then this is a 7. You synchro with Malicious Magnet, and then you make Kite Drake, and Kite Drake then nukes the board. So basically just frees up everything. Alongside that, I'm playing 2 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. This is just my side deck for generic stuff. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards, so you still have 5 slots to play whatever you want. I think it's perfectly fine. I've had no problems with this. I actually think it's a very strong side deck for Speedroids, so I like it. And with that said, that is my Speedroid deck profile. I hope you guys liked it, because this deck is nuts. Like, real talk, Speedroids is one of those decks that I've been playing for so long that I've forgotten at what point I built it or what point I fell in love with it. But I know that this is one of those decks that I never have a bad time playing. I always have fun playing it, and I'm never going to get tired of playing it. So if you're looking for a deck that's pretty budget friendly, like this deck is dirt cheap. Like, well, I want to say dirt cheap. Some of the extra deck can get kind of expensive, but it's a fairly affordable deck. And if you guys like this, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.